Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. This is Bob Desmond at the Contrarian Trader, and we have a lot to go over. We're going to kick things off first with how was our week last week? In short, our week was awesome, and we weren't even short of the market. We'll talk about that first. Then we're going to segue over and into why I believe that you're going to see more volatility in this market this coming week, given the headline risk that continues to unravel. And then we're going to talk about our best stock charts for the coming week. So let's begin with how our week was. Well, we had the S&P 500 down 2.66% on the week, and it appears as though we are going lower. Members, I have already posted in the members area the week ahead commentary, giving you an outline of where I believe this market is going in the next week and weeks. Now, for starters, with regard to our week last week, NUGT, of which we are long on a monthly basis. We closed out the month last week. We were up on a monthly basis, 8.79% on the month. We have what appears to be a higher low on a monthly basis, a bullish key reversal on the month of May. We have higher lows on a monthly basis on stochastics and higher lows on RSI. Where do I think that the gold miners are going? I think they're going a lot higher. Let's take a look at a weekly view. And then we're going to talk about why you cannot buy the gold miners right now. On a weekly basis, we were up over 15% last week on our gold mining trade. On this beautiful bullish key reversal off of support, and on a daily basis, and we'll talk about why you cannot buy NUGT right now. On a daily basis, we were up 12% on Friday alone. And we ripped right through the 200 period and the 50 period moving average, and then we backed off the highs of the day. So why can't you buy NUGT right now? The reason is that we closed out the day on Friday above the third standard deviation Bollinger Band, and you're not supposed to be there. So I would allow for a pullback and a orderly consolidation, and then we will be adding more. We bought more last week. We send out trade alerts. And we have been buying when nobody else has wanted NUGT, and we are building a core position for the long term. This is not a short-term swing trade. What else did we book profits in last week? Bitcoin. We bought Bitcoin back here in February of 2018. We had been watching it for a while. We noticed that it had broken out in December. It then went into a consolidation, and then we broke out here above this upper band of resistance. We went long at the 3,800 level. We began to rally, big rally higher. We booked profits on Bitcoin due to the fact that we were trading up and into the third standard deviation Bollinger Band here in red. Again, as I mentioned with NUGT, you're not supposed to be there. Drilling down to a 4-hour chart, we did see a gap higher here on the 26th. And a close above a support level. Then we did rally yet again above the 9,000 level, but then we flashed a bearish reversal bar. So I figured let's allow for a pullback here, and then we could re-enter at a lower price. So I'm glad we did, because we did in fact pull back, and we will be looking to re-enter Bitcoin in the coming days and weeks. What else do we book profits on? Visteion Corp. We bought Visteion here. This was an extreme oversold trade. We bought it on May the 23rd at $46.38. And then we sold it here for $2.96 profit on the 28th for $49.34 per share. That was a 6.3% return. And you can see that we had RSI that was well below 20. And I like to trade extreme oversold stocks in a weak market, in particular due to the fact that the downtrends are unsustainable. And the weakness in the market only puts more weight on the back of any one individual stock, making it even more of an irrational, unsustainable downtrend. And these are trades that I preach to members that we want to be in for singles and doubles. That's it. We want in, we want out. Once we see the relief of this oversold condition, we want to book our profits and move to the sidelines. How did we know to get involved with Visteon on this date here, the 23rd of May? You need to use multi-time frame analysis. I use stockcharts.com. I use TrendSpider. And you can see here that we hit support on a monthly basis going back to November of 2013. Prior to that, October of 2013. And prior to that, that support level we bought off of acted as resistance in February of 2011, and then prior to that in January of 11. So very strong support, but in keeping with our logic, we wanted in to take advantage of an unsustainable condition. Off of that support level, we saw a bullish key reversal, and it was off to the races. That's a sign of support below. What else did we book profits on last week? Big lots. Now, big lots we got long of here on 5:30. And it was a bit of a gamble in that we flashed an outside reversal day on that day, but we did pop off of a support level. Now, big lots had RSI at around 14. And we took a bit of a gamble in that we opened up our position on a down day and an outside reversal day at that. Now, despite the fact we had an ugly down day on the 30th, which is right here, I was using TrendSpider to help identify where I had historical support below to help guide us through this trade. And using this chart, I have a daily chart with a weekly overlay. I could throw a monthly overlay if I like. In this case, I used a weekly. And you can see that on the 30th, we closed right down and into historical support going back to December of 2018. And prior to that, we had support and resistance at that level, but I want to keep this brief. So then on Friday, the 1st, we rallied, and then as the market began to weaken up, we saw the shares of big lots begin to back off as well, and we booked our profits and moved to the sidelines, booking a profit of 6.2% or $1.61 per share. So Visteon and big lots, these are two examples of extreme oversold trades that work very, very well in any market environment. And I have a few symbols I'd like to go over as watch stocks as we proceed into the coming week. The first chart up, Marcus and Milchap. This is a daily chart. On a daily basis, we have RSI at 16.95, and we are going lower here, folks. But I do have my alert set here to let me know when MMI hits historical support. And then we can look to consider opening up a new position. Now, the key to remember when you're trading extreme oversold stocks is you never jump in with both feet. You must accumulate a position, and it could be a concentrated position, meaning a large position. However, you want to buy at historical support. It is a must. The next chart up, Abercrombie & Fitch. On a daily basis, we have RSI at 15.65, very attractive. Now, we do have some support levels going back here to December of 18, but I don't find those most attractive. What I find more attractive are the support levels as noted on a weekly chart, and you can see I already have my alert set here on TrendSpider, and it will alert me vis-a-vis text of when my price target is hit, and then we can consider entering the trade. But we need to keep into consideration the price action, the volume action. So simply because it hits a historical support level doesn't necessarily mean we want to go buying. We want to see how we close. How does our 4-hour chart look? And yes, we do send out alerts on our trades. The next chart up, Goodyear Tire. Goodyear Tire closed out the day on Friday with RSI 12.28. Very, very attractive. Now, there is no historical support as shown on this chart. So what that requires us to do is to pull back, use multi-time frame analysis. This is what attracted me to TrendSpider initially. And I think that we are going lower here. And I have my alert set for when we hit historical support. And we will look to enter this trade. And what I want to point out is Goodyear Tire was so weak last week. Let's throw up some trend lines here. It was so weak that even sub 20 RSI could not help defend this support level here at, let's call it the 14-19 level. And we just sliced right through it like a hot knife through butter. And as with all of these support levels. So we're looking for it to come down here to a sub 12 handle before we look to get involved. So members, more to come on Goodyear Tire. And I have more analysis of our price targets on the week ahead commentary. So please take advantage of our 14-day free trial offer. You also get TrendSpider with our silver and gold level memberships. Next chart up, NFG. This is a weekly chart. Let's go to a daily. You can see I already have my price target identified. And then we'll consider, once hit, we'll consider opening up a position. Now, we close out the day on Friday with RSI 16.68. Obviously, through my alert here, I do believe that it is going lower. We did try to rally on Thursday and Friday. Both rallies were rejected. The next chart up, States Petroleum, symbol MPO. We closed out the day on Friday with RSI 16.62. You can see I have my alert set already. But one thing I want to point out is that let's use the drawing tool. We have another support level which may be helpful, and that's right here. So what I want to do is I want to create another alert. This is not my preferred support level because when I see a stock that's in the single digits with RSI only at, I know some of you may say only at, what's wrong with this guy? Only at 16.62. I know that it can go a lot lower. You could see sub 10 on single digit stocks, especially when they go below $5 per share. So we'll have two alerts set for MPO. One will alert me of when we hit support level number 1, and then when we hit support level number 2. This is not a style of trading where you need to sit in front of your computer like day traders and watch these stocks. I like to call it set it and forget it trading. Set your alerts, go to your day job. The next chart up, NLS. I did a video, I'll link to it at the end of this video. I did a video on NLS, Nautilus Group, about a week ago. And we're nearing the support level that I wanted to come down to. You can see that I have it highlighted here. I do think that we're probably going to go lower. We still have RSI at 11.41. Just as I mentioned before about single-digit stocks, trading down RSI below 10. Think about it. Nautilus is at 11.41. We're a day away from sub 10 on Nautilus Group. And keep in mind that the headlines going into tomorrow are not going to be favorable to stocks. And I'm going to talk about the antitrust case against Facebook, Google, the whole lot of them in a moment. So Nautilus Group, very attractive. We're looking to get long into the new trading week. Now, BSI IG, Brightsphere Investment Group, RSI at 16.97. We're going lower. We did close very close to a minor support level, not a fantastic support level. I'd prefer to take a higher level view using a, let's go first with a weekly chart. Yeah, this works. So you can see I already have my alerts set down here. We did bottom out back in December of 18 with the rest of the market. And using the drawing tool, you can see that we have a bit of support below. We'll probably overshoot to the downside, triggering my alert. So what I want to do here as well, let's set up an early warning signal. All right, so we are looking good to go here with our alerts. So this is the type of trading I like to do, is leveraging technology, in this case TrendSpider, and using an alert system. And what that does, especially with extreme oversold stocks, I've seen people that try to mimic my trading, and what they fail to respect is that you must buy in increments, and you must buy in increments off of historical support. They think because you have RSI sub 20, it's a guarantee you're going to make money. No, the only guarantee is you're going to go broke by using that silly rule of thumb. Let's go back here for a second to a daily chart. We went down below 20 back here. On the 30th, we closed out the day with RSI 19.61. If you would have bought, not knowing where you have historical support, you would have been sitting with a nice big fat loss right now and hoping when you should fear, because in all probability, we are going lower. That is not strategic trading. That is wishful thinking and a guaranteed way to blow up your account. So use technology to help you eliminate the emotions. Folks, this is what the investment houses do. They use algorithms. And by virtue of the fact that we're setting up trade alerts and we're using technology, in this case TrendSpider, to help guide us through the trading process, we are taking the emotion out of trading, and that makes you a far more powerful investor. So let's go take a look at the news that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow morning. I can't wait to see the futures open up tight. It's going to be what I predict, a bloodbath. All right, so here's the headline. Trump declares war on Silicon Valley. DOJ launches antitrust, anti-monopoly probe. Folks, I have been preaching this for over a year. In fact, here's what I had to say, not once, but at least twice in the past, about these social justice warriors treating their corporations as platforms to conduct social engineering. All right, let's begin the charts off with Facebook. Now, over the weekend, news came out. Let's go to it. News came out on Zero Hedge in an unprecedented move. Parliament, the UK Parliament, seizes Facebook documents after latest Zuckerberg snub. I have been saying Mark Zuckerberg is the poster child for all that is hated in techland. These social justice warriors have a target on their back vis-a-vis the federal governments of the United States, the UK, and the European Union. I've been warning about the chart of Facebook for months. In fact, you can go all the way back to March of 2018. Facebook, Apple, Twitter, with their shadow banning of conservatives, they are inviting government intervention into their businesses. So what may have been far-fetched a while ago is inching closer towards some sort of a reality. I don't think that they'll ever freely admit that the government has taken over the internet. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. But will there be more regulation? I think yes is the word. At least the Dems will. They want to fight fake news. And the Republicans will do it because they're being censored for the most part. And these companies don't even lie about it. I mean, a guy like Alex Jones, who I really don't watch that often, every once in a blue moon I will. I'm not a huge fan. I'll tell you, the fact that they pulled him off of YouTube, here's a guy with about 2.5 million followers, and Google just banned him. Google, of course, being the owner of YouTube, and they're citing hate speech. So these companies, Google included, are really inviting the government into their businesses. This is not an area that I'm a big fan of, especially if the Democrats take over Congress. Now, the other article which caught my eye yesterday. Now let's take a look at the stocks of these companies on a weekly basis, how they closed out the week last week, and where might they be going. So you could see that Facebook has put in a double top. Let's throw up some trend lines here. We broke down below the lower band of the rising uptrend channel 2 weeks ago. Now, using prior lower bands of support, we can head all the way down to the 130s, thereabouts. There are other support levels below, like right here at the, let's call it the 159 level. I think in the short term, that's where we'll probably see a bounce first. Would I be a buyer there? Probably not. I've said for quite some time, this group is uninvestable due to the fact that what they are doing is that they're poking their finger into the eye of the federal government. And an election season, which we are in, despite the fact that November 2020 seems far away, we are in election season. And the censoring of conservatives when you have a conservative president is not a wise thing to do. Now let's take a look at Google, Alphabet. This is a weekly chart. You could see that we sliced right through not one support level last week, but two. We even attempted to recapture this support level here at, say, 1160, but it was rejected. I think that we can come all the way down here to this lower band of support, and that puts the shares of Google back down below $1,000 per share. Let's take a look at support using the heat map feature. All right, so the next support level using the heat map feature, that brings us down to between 900 and 945 per share on Google. Let's take off the heat map and weekly trend lines and bring up monthly trend lines. Again, it's indicating to us that we're going to see a 900 handle on Google before this sell-off is all said and done. I mean, simply take out your crayon. Key support level number 1, 979, 980. If that breaks, we're coming down here to the low 900s on Google. So I don't think that this week is setting up to be a pretty week. Buckle up. It's not going to be the best environment to short in because you're going to be shorting into weakness, and one headline can have your face ripped off. So I wouldn't try to chase to the short side just yet. I would wait for a counter trend rally to reopen shorts. And I'm kind of kicking myself. I closed out short positions a little bit too early, but we did make it up on the extreme long side last week along with Bitcoin. So I'm satisfied there, and I'm satisfied with the positions that we are focusing on moving into the new trading week. But folks, buckle up. And I haven't even gotten into the fact that we have now slapped tariffs on India as well. Now, folks, if you're not currently a member of the Contrarian Trader, please sign up for the 14-day free trial offer. If you're not ready, that's cool. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below. I'll definitely get back to you. If you appreciate the value of TrendSpider, they offer a 7-day free trial offer. Just click the link below if you're watching this on YouTube, above if you're watching it on the blog. Again, 7-day free trial offer. And we do include TrendSpider with our silver and gold level memberships. Everybody enjoy the remainder of your weekend and have a profitable trading week. Be well.